Eagles lose to the New York Giants on Thursday Night Football, 34-17. This one really pissed me off. I don't know if it was just a combination of losing to the Giants, seeing this team just get outplayed by an extremely inferior team, and a combination of just seeing the Phillies do what the Phillies did. Yeah, it was just not a good night for Philadelphia sports, and it was just such a annoying performance from the Eagles. I haven't really seen them play a game like this in a really long time, but man, it was so frustrating to watch. Before we get into the positives and negatives like I do in every video, I want to give credit to the New York Giants. They looked, number one, way more up for this game. They looked way more physical, and I got to say, I was not the biggest fan of this guy coming into the NFL, and I didn't think he'd be as much of a problem as he already is. But man, Jackson Dart is an X factor. I'm not saying he's an elite quarterback, but his ability to extend plays with his legs, overall make smart decisions, at least last night, he looks like he could be a problem for the Giants moving forward. And I hate to say that I like watching this guy play football, but man, Scatterboot is a fun watch. This guy, if his brain stays healthy, because man, he just loves contact, but he is one hell of a watch, a physical player, is constantly looking for contact. I just want to give the Giants credit because, again, as much as they are Lil Bro, because you guys are Lil Bro. You guys have been Lil Bro my entire life when it comes to Eagles-Giants. But I have to give them credit. They just wanted it more and were overall the better team last night. So now on to the positives. There really are not many positives. This might be the shortest positive segment I have all season. The only positives I have are there was some flow for the first half offense, especially I would say that first quarter to early second. There was a little bit of flow. I thought they were at least pushing the ball, decent concepts. They were getting the run game going a little bit. Not much really to say. It's really stuff that should be the standard for the NFL, but sadly we have to look at that as a positive now for the Eagles because of just the last couple weeks. It's been so bad. And of course, shout out to Dallas Goedert as well. He had 9 receptions for, 110 yards and a touchdown. He looked really good. Again, every single game that he's played in that, of course, he's been banged up. Every single game he's played in, he's scored a touchdown. Jalen's looking for him this year. He's looking to get involved consistently in the offense. Might be his last year in Philadelphia, but man, he's balling out. So credit to Goddard for at least stepping up last night and making plays, but just not much really other than that. So let's get into the negatives. First negative has got to be Jalen Hurts, and I hate saying this, but Jalen Hurts did not play good football last night. He really didn't. The one that really was glaring to me was the deep ball missed by Smith. That was a game-changing play. He missed that. I think it would have been an 80-yard plus touchdown. He just overshot him. And Jalen is usually very, very good on the deep ball. He missed Smitty there. That's a shame. And then, of course, his interception late in the fourth quarter, the out route, it was a lazy throw. Again, I don't know why you're throwing that ball. He's going to Dotson out of all people. A.J. Brown was open. Again, it's in the moment, but he was open, and he missed him. And he was just completely staring Dotson down. Passes picked off down the sideline. We're lucky it wasn't a pick six. But, man, Jalen Hurts, he just didn't play his greatest game. It happens, but he's got to be better. And when you're turning the football over in, the fourth quarter in big moments, that's not going to be great either. So Jalen Hurts has got to be better. I'm not going to kill him just because, again, I think there are bigger issues here. But by far, Jalen Hurts had his worst game this season at least, and he's definitely got to be better moving forward. Next, the offensive line. Man, I know you are down Landon Dickerson, but this O-line has underperformed all year. It's underperformed all year, and there really are no excuses for it. They've been one of the best offensive lines in football for years. This goes back, a decade plus at this point. Not just with this core, but with this organization. And, Stoutland University, all that. I don't know what's up with it this year. I don't know. They're just not blocking well, and it's not looking good on both sides, both within the passing game and the run game. It's just killing us. Last night Brian Burns himself had had 2 sacks just himself. He killed Mailata on one play. Dickerson's backup, he got killed for a sack. They just got to be better. There's way more pressure this year, and again, they can't run the freaking football anymore, which has been, again, a staple of this team for pretty much almost my entire life. And again, I said that they were getting the run game involved in the beginning of the game, but It really didn't look like that long term. Saquon only finished with, again, 12 carries for 58 yards. Like, that is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's got to get better. It's got to get better, or this team is not going where they're going to want to go this year, because you got to have a good offensive line. And if you don't have a run game, you become one-dimensional. Things just don't work. They got to be better. I don't know what it is. This is almost the same personnel. Again, you don't have Becton. Dickerson's down, but this is almost the same personnel as last year. I just don't understand what's going on with this group. They got to be better communication-wise, play-wise. It's just got to be better. It's looked awful, and it's not the standard for Philadelphia. And my last complaint about the offense, stop running so many damn plays out of the shotgun. Orlovsky, he put some stuff out today breaking down how this, just consistently running this consistent of an offense out of this personnel is hurting this team. And it is. I mean, it's just predictable. People have been saying this even dating back to last year, but they're saying it again this year. And this, for me, number one, it goes on Patullo, because this guy obviously cannot call plays. He's not ready for the moment. He does not know how to adapt. But this is really, for me, on Nick Sirianni. Nick, this is still your offense. And you promoted this guy. What the hell is this? We had the same thing happen in 2023, and it just feels like we're seeing the same thing again. I've seen this story before. I have seen this before. The offense, again, it's just out of sync. It's been out of sync the entire year, and it needs to be better. The personnel is there. It needs to be better. So many coaches in the NFL would be dying to have this personnel, and you cannot make it work. I understand there are bumps here and there, but for it to look this inconsistent all year, it's a problem, and they got to fix it. On to the defense. I am extremely disappointed in this unit. And I will clarify, yes, I know they didn't have Jalen Carter or Josh Sweat, Nolan Smith, and Quinyon Mitchell gets hurt. At one point, Blankenship was banged up. But still, this is the New York Giants, the 1-4 Giants going into this game, with a rookie quarterback and a rookie running back and an awful O-line and no Malik Nabers. And you just got pushed around in their building. 172 rushing yards giving up to the freaking New York Giants. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. Needs to be better. And I was just going to say again, this team got out-physicaled last night, especially on the defensive end. You're just getting pushed around by the freaking Giants? The Giants? Lil bro? Again, this is no disrespect to the Giants. It's just stating the facts. The Eagles' defense, even banged up, should be able to hold their own against the New York Giants. Yet they can't. It's just a joke in my opinion. And then you look around last night. I'm seeing Zach Bond get juked out of his shoes by Dart. I'm seeing Keely Ringo get cooked. Penalties. Everything. The whole nine. This guy sucks. The experiment's over. Adoree Jackson. He's not much better. He sucks. And I wonder, how long is this going to continue with Howie Roseman? How long can you continue to trot out one of these corners? And now with Quinyon Mitchell down, yeah, this is going to be a fucking problem. So that's got to get fixed. The pass rush is still underwhelming. Yes, they had 2 sacks, but they really were not affecting the game, in my opinion. The pass rush, it's just not there. And just overall, it just was not good enough. Again, not physical enough. The Giants were scoring at will at one point in the first half. Mukubu, I can't say this guy's name. The rookie from Texas, the safety. You got to work on tackling this week, brother. You got to work on tackling. Holy hell, some of that tackling was awful last night. Just so many plays, very uncharacteristic plays as well for the Eagles. And I think they're really struggling now because, again, they're having to compensate for some of these injuries, losing as well some of the personnel from last year. I mean, the Eagles are blitzing a little bit more this year. There's a reason they didn't blitz last year, because of their personnel. It was so good that they didn't have to blitz. I don't know. I'm just disappointed in the defense overall last night in Vic Fangio. That was not up to standard. And again, not taking credit away from the New York Giants, but they, going into the game, were the 1-4 New York Giants with a rookie quarterback and running back with a awful offensive line and no Malik Nabers. And you still got dominated by that team. Absolute joke. They got to fix it. And last, this is special teams. I'm done with Bigsby as a returner. This guy sucks. He's pissing me off. Howie, you missed. You missed. I understand you get creative here and there. It happens. You're not going to hit everything. But my God, you missed on that one. This guy does not know what he's doing. And you gave up, I think, a 5th-round pick for this guy. What a joke. I don't want to see this guy taking kicks back anymore. Bring it to Shipley. This guy, it's wraps. It's wraps. This team needs a jolt, and they need a jolt bad. They have not looked great all year. They really haven't. Most of us were coping with the fact that they have one of the best rosters on paper in football. They started 4-0, but there are glaring issues on both sides of the ball in numerous games. And I look at this team and I go, okay, how are we going to fix it? How are we going to fix it? This is borderline a mini bye week. And again, it reminds me of the situation we were in last year, 2-2, going into the bye after you just got killed by Tampa. What is this team? What is the identity? If you ask me right now, what is the identity of the 2025 Eagles? I'd say, I don't know. I don't know. This team can't run the ball. They can't consistently pass the football. They can't even consistently score in the second half. The defense plays good some games. Other games, they play awful. I don't know. I don't know what the identity of this team is on either side of the ball. This goes on coaching. They got to be better. They got to fix this because the way I'm looking at this has potential to get ugly. You're already dealing with all the A.J. Brown stuff. Now you're losing back-to-back games. It's just like, what's going on here? And I don't know. I'm just getting a lot of 2023 vibes. And I would say that's probably my least favorite Eagles season of all time. You can argue, I mean, again, for me watching football, 2020 was pretty rough, but they sucked. I had no expectations after I realized they sucked. 23 killed me, and I don't want to do that again with this core after they've won a Super Bowl. That would be what's even worse is they've already won a Super Bowl. Why is it looking like this again? You would have thought we would have learned from our mistakes 2 years ago, but obviously not. But yeah, that's all I got on this game. Ugly game for the Birds. Congrats to the Giants. They do deserve the credit. But my God, the Eagles, man. Clean it up because it's really starting to piss me off, and it's just got to be better. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like. If you like my type of content, feel free to subscribe. We're going to be continuing to break down the Philadelphia Eagles the rest of the season and the rest of the NFL. If you have any thoughts down below on the game, drop them in the comments. And if you're interested in any of my short-term content, that will be in the description down below for my TikTok. I don't even know. I'm blanking right now. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace, guys.